Chosen one, what if I told you that your glow isn't just a reflection of beauty? It's a disruption? They're not drawn to your face or even your presence. They're drawn to your frequency, and it's terrifying them. For so long, they try to keep you hidden, ignored, dismissed. But now, something has changed. The light they once denied has become impossible to ignore. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That undeniable shift. It's not just in how others see you. It's in how you see yourself. This isn't about vanity. It's about prophecy. Your glow, born from everything you've endured, is reshaping the spiritual landscape. The same ones who try to diminish you now can't look away. Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to uncover exactly why this is happening and what it means for your future. If this message already speaks to your soul, subscribe, like this video, and comment 77 below. You're about to find out why they're panicking and why your glow is a weapon of divine purpose. Unexplainable beauty equals unshakable authority. It's not uncommon to feel a tension between what you see in yourself and what the world seems to notice. Maybe you looked in the mirror and thought, where's this glow they're talking about? I still feel so far from where I want to be. Or maybe you felt a shift, but when you try to explain it, the words fall short. You sense something more, something deeper, yet you struggle to articulate it, even to yourself. It's that unspoken feeling that you've been through too much, endured too many trials, to remain unseen. And yet, they don't understand what's happening inside of you. They don't see the countless moments of courage it took just to stand up again. You've been refining your spirit in the quiet, away from the noise of validation, and that internal work has begun to shine in ways you never planned or expected. What makes this so challenging is that your glow doesn't come from the things the world values. It's not about achieving external markers of success, getting the perfect job, having the perfect relationship, or fitting into the perfect image. Your radiance comes from something much deeper. The battles you fought in private, the quiet victories that no one else witnessed. Maybe you face rejection from people you loved, or maybe you struggle with self-doubt that no one else could see. Perhaps you worked tirelessly to heal from wounds others caused, all while maintaining a brave face. You didn't know it at the time, but each tear you shed, every time you got back up after falling, you were building an inner strength that was slowly reshaping you. And that strength, earned through pain and perseverance, has turned into a quiet authority that others can't help but notice. As your inner transformation took place, it brought you closer to truth that many never find. You're not defined by what you've been through, but by how you responded to it. Psalm 66 verses 10 to 12 offers a reflection of this journey. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. You brought us into the net. You laid affliction on our backs. You have caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but you brought us out to rich fulfillment. This verse reveals that the refinement, the pressing, the trials, all lead to an outcome greater than what the world could ever offer. Your glow, your spiritual radiance, is the evidence that you have emerged from the fire not only intact, but transformed. They may see it as unexplainable, but to you it's undeniable. What you carry now is mastery born from endurance. Now, as you navigate the world with this newfound light, you start to notice the subtle ways that shift the atmosphere around you. People might comment on how you changed, though they can't quite put their finger on it. Perhaps they're drawn to you in ways they never were before, or perhaps your presence now brings out things in others they didn't realize were there. It's not just physical beauty they see. It's the unshakable peace, the quiet confidence, the undeniable clarity in your eyes. You might even notice that situations that once felt heavy now feel lighter, or that conflicts seem to dissolve more quickly. These signs aren't coincidental. They're proof that the authority you cultivated within is beginning to reflect outwardly, touching the people and circumstances you encounter. What's happening behind the scenes is just as important. While you may not see every detail, divine forces are aligning events, opening doors, and clearing obstacles that once seemed immovable. You're not just radiating strength. You're walking in alignment with a higher purpose. This alignment allows your authority to manifest in ways you couldn't have orchestrated on your own. Things you once fought for now seem to flow naturally. What felt like endless resistance now feels like effortless momentum. This is not just about you. It's about the higher plan unfolding through you. And as these spiritual alignments continue, your glow becomes a beacon that reminds others what's possible when they trust the process and remain faithful through the fire. But to truly embody this authority, you must embrace it fully. Many people sense that they're changing, but they hesitate. They downplay their growth or shy away from the responsibility that comes with being a light in a dark world. It's easy to revert to old habits, to cling to the safety of what's familiar, rather than stepping into the unknown. Yet this moment requires a decision. True authority isn't just about knowing you've changed. It's about living it. It's about saying, yes, this is who I am now, without apology. You're no longer who you were before the fire. You've become a vessel of divine strength, a living testament to the power of perseverance and faith. Accepting that role isn't just a choice. It's a sacred act of stepping into your calling. From here, your next steps are clear. Walk boldly in the truth of who you are. Release any remaining fear that tells you you're not ready or not enough. Embrace the light within you as not just a gift, but as a responsibility to share. The world around you is waiting for examples of unshakable authority, for people who have not just survived their trials, but have used them to create something powerful and lasting. By choosing to fully own your glow, you give others permission to do the same. You show them that authority doesn't come from outside validation, but from inner transformation. You've been through the fire, and now you stand as living proof that what seemed like an end was actually a beginning. And so, here you are, radiant, unshaken, unstoppable. Your glow isn't just for you. It's a light that illuminates the path for others. Every step you take now is a declaration of victory, a reminder that authority is not loud or boastful. It simply is. Comment shine if you feel the power of this truth within you. You've earned this glow, this authority, this peace, and it will continue to guide you as you walk into the fullness of your destiny. The world sees your radiance now, but only you know the depth of what it took to get here. That unexplainable beauty is a reflection of your unshakable authority, and it's only the beginning. Weaponized aura, the mirror of truth. Everywhere you go, you notice a shift in how people respond to you. There are no words exchanged, no direct confrontation, yet something about your presence seems to unsettle them. You've likely felt this tension, walking into a room and sensing that others suddenly become more guarded. They fidget, avoid your gaze, or seem overly eager to fill the silence with chatter. It's as though they're seeing something in themselves they weren't prepared to confront. But you haven't said a word. You're simply being who you are, standing in your truth, and that's all it takes. Your very presence becomes a reflection, a mirror that forces them to see the parts of themselves they've been hiding. It wasn't always this way. For years, you might have felt invisible, overlooked, even dismissed. You wonder if anyone truly saw you, truly understood what you carried within. That feeling of being unseen was painful. It made you question your worth, your place in the world. But what you didn't realize at the time was that this invisibility served a purpose. In that season of hiddenness, you were growing, transforming, becoming. You were refining your energy, sharpening your spiritual awareness. And now, as you step fully into your authenticity, that energy radiates outward, making it impossible for others not to notice. The very people who once ignored you now seem uneasy, unsure of how to respond to the new power they sense. And that power is not about domination or control. It's about integrity. It's about being fully aligned with your purpose. This shift in how others see you can be traced back to a divine principle. In Proverbs 27 verse 19, it says, "As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart." Your aura, the energy you project, is a reflection of the work you've done internally. It reveals the truth of who you are. When you carry yourself with integrity and purpose, your presence becomes a living testimony. People can sense when someone is walking in alignment with their higher calling, even if they don't fully understand what that calling is. And that's why your aura is so powerful. It's not just a glow. It's a mirror that shows others their own fears, insecurities, and falsehoods. You don't have to call them out. Your presence does it for you. And as uncomfortable as that may make them, it's also deeply transformative. Over time, you've likely started to notice certain patterns. Some people pull away when you enter their space. Others seem drawn to you. as if they're looking for answers without even knowing what questions to ask. These reactions aren't random. They're evidence of the invisible work that's happening beneath the surface. Your energy shifts the atmosphere. Without uttering a single word, you create an environment where truth comes to light. And in that light, the illusions that others have built their lives around begin to fade. This isn't about judgment or condemnation. It's about revelation. By simply walking in integrity, you provide a space for others to see themselves clearly, to confront the things they've been running from. What's happening behind the scenes is nothing short of divine orchestration. You aren't just radiating truth. You're fulfilling a higher purpose. Your aura, your frequency, isn't something you've manufactured. It's something you cultivated through your own journey of self-discovery and spiritual alignment. The reason others react so strongly is that they're feeling the weight of something much larger than themselves. They may not be able to articulate it, but they know they're in the presence of someone who has done the inner work, someone who is guided by a higher calling. This is why your aura is more than just an energy field. It's a weapon of truth that gently, yet undeniably, dismantles the lies that people have clung to. This realization that your presence alone can shift atmospheres is both empowering and humbling. It's a reminder that the work you've done on yourself is not just for you. It's for everyone you encounter. And while some may resist, others will feel a pull toward change, a desire to grow. This is the beauty of walking in alignment. Your light becomes a catalyst for transformation in others. Yet, to fully embrace this role, you must be willing to accept what it means to carry this kind of authority. It's not about controlling others or dictating their journey. It's about staying true to your own path and trusting that your authenticity will inspire them to find theirs. The more you accept this truth, the more your energy becomes a gift rather than a burden. Now is the time to own the power of your aura. You no longer need to explain yourself, prove yourself, or convince anyone of your worth. Your presence speaks volumes without a single word. When you walk into a room, you bring clarity, honesty, and authenticity. And while that may make some people uncomfortable, it will also inspire others to step into their own truth. This is the ripple effect of walking in integrity. The more you stay aligned with your purpose, the more you empower others to do the same. Each step you take, each moment you stand firm in your truth, creates space for others to shed their illusions and embrace their authentic selves. Comment truth if you feel the shift within you. Your weaponized aura is not just a reflection of who you are. It's a mirror that challenges the world around you to rise higher. Spiritual currency in a bankrupt world. You felt it. The subtle yet persistent pull of a world that tells you success is defined by what you own, by the image you present, by the titles you carry. It's a constant, whispering pressure that suggests your value is measured in bank accounts, accolades, and social clout. And maybe there were times you believed it. Times when you felt the sting of comparison. The weight of trying to prove yourself in a system that never seemed satisfied. You've chased, you've climbed, you've tried to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. And yet, deep down, you knew something wasn't right. Something about their definition of success left you feeling hollow. No matter how much you tried, it was never enough. But that's because you were never meant to play by their rules. You were never meant to find your worth in things that fade. Your value, your currency, was always something deeper, something they could never touch. This disconnection from the world's values didn't come without pain. You felt the rejection of people who couldn't understand why you wouldn't play the game. You faced the isolation that comes from walking a different path, the discomfort being seen as an outsider. Maybe you even lost relationships because you chose to prioritize integrity over compromise. And let's not forget the internal struggle. The nights you doubted yourself, wondering if you were just too idealistic, if you were making life harder than it needed to be. The world told you to take the easy route. Climb the corporate ladder, collect the trophies, curate the perfect image. But something in you couldn't. Something in you refused to trade authenticity for approval. You wrestled with the weight of being different. And that weight wasn't easy to carry, but it was necessary. Somewhere along the way, a shift happened. You began to see that the things you were walking away from weren't treasures. They were traps. The recognition you craved, the status you once thought you needed, started to feel less important. What you once viewed as success now seemed like a distraction. The things they held so tightly no longer appealed to you. And in that shift, You discovered a new kind of wealth, one that couldn't be measured in dollars or followers. Matthew 6 verses 19 to 20 reminds us, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal." Your focus turned inward, toward building something lasting, something real. You saw that the riches you carried weren't external. They were spiritual. They were the resilience forged in struggle, the integrity refined by trials, and the alignment that came from staying true to yourself. This shift was your turning point. The moment you realized that your glow, your light, was born from a wealth they could never replicate. Now, you walk with a radiance that confuses them. They look at you and can't understand how you shine so brightly when you don't have the things they believe are essential. You may not have the biggest house, the fanciest car, or the most impressive resume, but what you have is something far greater. You carry a peace that can't be shaken, a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances, a strength that comes from knowing exactly who you are. You are anchored in a truth they can't see, a truth that makes their endless striving seem futile. Your glow disrupts their sense of order because it reveals that the things they spent their lives chasing are not what make a person truly rich. They sense it, even if they can't explain it. And that's why they're so intrigued by you. Your presence alone flips the script on everything they've been taught to believe about value. What you carry is not just a personal victory. It's a divine inheritance. You didn't earn it by playing their game. You received it by staying faithful to your path. And here's where the divine alignment comes into play. As you step more fully into this truth, you'll notice how doors begin to open that no amount of wealth or connections could have unlocked. People will be drawn to your energy, not because of what you own, but because of who you are. Opportunities will present themselves that align perfectly with your purpose, not because you push your way to the top, but because you allow divine timing to guide you. What you carry is not for sale, and that makes it priceless. They can't buy what you have, and they can't imitate it, because it comes from a source they've never tapped into. Your light is your currency, and it's a currency backed by heaven. Now, as you continue to walk in this truth, you'll encounter resistance. Some people won't understand it. They may question your choices, doubt your motives, or even try to tear you down. But that resistance is a sign that you're doing something right. It's proof that your presence is shaking up a system that has been bankrupt for too long. The world doesn't need more people chasing status. It needs people like you. People who have the courage to live authentically, who show others that there's another way. Your life becomes a silent yet powerful testimony that true success isn't about accumulation. It's about alignment. True wealth isn't about what you have. It's about who you are. And as you embody this truth, you give others permission to do the same. There's a sacredness in realizing that your worth doesn't depend on what you own or how you're perceived. It's a freedom that most people never find because they're too caught up in the race. But you've stepped off that track. You've chosen to measure your life not by what you can acquire, but by what you can give, by how you can grow, by the legacy you can leave behind. This isn't just about finding inner peace. It's about walking in purpose. It's about knowing that every step you take is guided, that every challenge you face is shaping you, that every moment of doubt is an opportunity to reaffirm your faith. This is the wealth you carry. This is the light they can't understand. And it's the light that will continue to guide you as you move forward. So here you are, standing in the fullness of your spiritual currency. They may not get it, but they see it. They may not understand it, but they feel it. Comment value if you know your worth. You don't need their approval, their systems, or their definitions of success. You have something far greater, something divine, something eternal. Your light is your wealth, and it's a wealth they can never take away. A glow born from the battlefield. You know that glow people see now, the radiance they can't stop talking about, it didn't come without a price. Every ounce of light you carry today was earned in the shadows. You've walked through moments that would have crushed most, yet here you are, shining, standing tall, and holding on to a strength that refuses to fade. Maybe you wondered why you had to endure so much, why the road seemed so much harder for you than it did for others. You felt the weight of the battles no one else saw, fought wars behind closed doors, and shed tears that never had an audience. But somehow, through all of it, you kept moving forward. And now, that light they see isn't just beauty. It's a story of resilience, faith, and a refusal to give up when every voice around you said it would be easier to just quit. The journey to this glow wasn't just about surviving, it was about becoming. Think back to the nights when you whispered prayers into the darkness, unsure if anyone heard. Think about the days when you felt completely alone, when it seemed like no one could understand the burden you were carrying. There were times when your strength felt like it was slipping away, when the weight of everything threatened to pull you under. And yet, something within you held on. Maybe it was hope, maybe it was faith, maybe it was just a quiet knowing that this pain wasn't the end of your story. Whatever it was, it pushed you through the hardest days and carried you to a place you never thought you'd reach. The world only sees the light now, but you know the darkness you walked through to earn it. In those moments of struggle, something sacred was happening. You didn't realize it at the time, but you were being refined. Just as gold must be purified by fire, your spirit was being shaped by adversity. 1 Peter 1 verse 7 tells us, "These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold." Each tear you shed was not wasted. Each battle you fought was not for nothing. The fires you endured burned away the doubt, the fear, the limitations you once placed on yourself. What emerged from that process was a version of you that could not be broken, a person who could stand tall in the face of any challenge. Your glow is not just a result of your survival, it's the proof of your transformation. And now, the signs of that transformation are everywhere. People notice something different about you, even if they can't quite put their finger on it. You walk into a room and it feels lighter. Your presence shifts the atmosphere, and even those who don't understand what's changed can feel it. But it's not just what others see. You feel it too. You see it in the way you handle challenges now, with grace, strength, and an unshakable confidence. You notice it in opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, the relationships that are being restored, the dreams that are suddenly within reach. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations. Your glow isn't just a reflection of what you've been through. It's a signal that you're stepping into a new season. You're living proof that the pain of the past can give birth to a brighter, more powerful future. Behind the scenes, something even bigger is happening. The struggles you endured weren't just about building your strength. They were setting the stage for something greater. While you were walking through the darkness, divine forces were working on your behalf. Those moments when you thought you were alone, they were aligning events, opening doors, and preparing the way for you to step into your purpose. The light you carry now isn't just a personal victory. It's part of the divine plan. The universe, God, whatever higher power you believe in, was always guiding you. What felt like chaos was actually preparation. Your glow is the evidence of a path that was never random, never meaningless. It was intentional, purposeful, and designed to bring you here. As you step into this light, you might feel hesitant. Maybe part of you still wonders if you're ready, if you deserve to shine this brightly after so many years of struggle. But here's the truth. You don't just deserve it. You were made for it. This glow isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. It's about owning every part of your story, the beautiful and the painful, and recognizing that together, they make you whole. Many people resist the light because it feels too unfamiliar, too exposing. But you've been through the fire. You know what it's like to stand in the dark. Now is the time to let that light shine fully, to let it guide you into the life you were always meant to live. This isn't just a moment, it's a calling. What comes next is entirely up to you. You can continue walking forward, knowing that you have the strength to face whatever lies ahead. You can share your light with others, using your story to inspire and uplift those who are still finding their way. You can embrace your purpose with confidence that comes from knowing you've already overcome so much. The key is to keep moving, keep growing, and keep trusting. Trust that your glow is not just a sign of where you've been, but a promise of where you're going. Trust that the same power that brought you through the darkness will guide you into even greater light. And trust that every step you take is leading you closer to the person you were created to be. You've earned this light. It's not just a glow. It's a declaration, a living testament to what's possible when faith, perseverance, and divine timing come together. Comment fire if this resonates with you. You are the proof that the battles were worth it, that the scars were not in vain, and that every moment of pain had a purpose. Your radiance was born from the battlefield, and it's a radiance that can never be extinguished. Let it shine. You are a living prophecy. People are watching you now in a way they never have before. Maybe they don't even realize why. They might chalk it up to a new confidence, a certain charisma, or some undefinable magnetism. But it's so much more than that. What they see is your journey, your transformation, coming to light. They see someone who didn't just endure challenges, but transcended them. They see the fulfillment of something that was promised long before they ever met you. And even if they can't articulate it, they sense it. They feel it. It's not just beauty, not just presence. It's something divine, something powerful, something undeniable. You're living proof that divine promises are real. But this journey wasn't easy. You've had moments of doubt so heavy that they almost broke you. There were times when the world's judgment, rejection, and disbelief made you question your worth. Maybe you wondered if the dreams in your heart were too big, too bold, too impossible. Maybe you felt the weight of trying to carry something you couldn't fully explain even to yourself. Yet despite the weight, you kept going. You chose to believe in something greater. You chose to trust that what you carried wasn't a mistake. That trust, that faith, became the foundation upon which your transformation was built. And now, you're standing on the other side of it as a living, breathing testimony to the power of endurance and belief. In John 1 verse 14, it says, "The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth." While this verse is about Christ, it reminds us of the concept of prophecy made tangible. Your life, your presence, is a similar realization of something long spoken into existence. What once seemed abstract, hope, faith, purpose, now is form. You are the proof that faith isn't just wishful thinking. It's a force that can reshape lives, break cycles, and turn generational curses into generational blessings. You are walking in fulfillment of promises made not just to you, but through you. And the change isn't just something you feel inside. It's visible, it's palpable. People notice it when you enter a room. Conversations shift. The energy around you changes. Opportunities seem to appear where none existed before. Relationships improve. Old wounds start to heal, and things that once seemed out of reach now feel attainable. These aren't coincidences. They're signs that the prophecy spoken over your life is coming to fruition. It's not just that you've changed. It's that the world around you is starting to align with that change. When divine timing and divine purpose intersect, the results are impossible to ignore. Behind all of this is something greater than you could have planned. The struggles you face weren't just random challenges. They were deliberate steps in a divine strategy. What felt like isolation was actually preparation. What seemed like rejection was redirection. The forces that once worked against you have now been flipped in your favor. As Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." This is your purpose unfolding. What you're experiencing now, this glow, this attention, this shift, isn't a coincidence. It's confirmation. It's divine alignment at work, a clear indication that the prophecy over your life is no longer a promise waiting to be fulfilled. It's a reality. Yet with this realization comes a moment of truth. Will you fully accept it? Will you step into the role you've been prepared for? It's one thing to recognize that transformation has occurred. It's another to claim it as your own. Many resist the magnitude of their calling because it feels too big, too unfamiliar. But this is not the time to shrink back. This is a time to embrace who you become, to trust that everything you've been through has led you to this point for a reason. Yes, it's a sacred moment. Yes, it's a responsibility, but it's also your destiny. You are here for a purpose, and now is the time to walk in it without hesitation. Chosen one, you've seen it, you've felt it. You know that this glow is not just a phase or a coincidence. It's the evidence of everything you've overcome, the truth of who you are, and the promise of what's to come. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment, "I am chosen," to let this message anchor in your soul. Share this message with someone who needs it, because together we are stronger, and for full prophetic revelations daily. Join the membership through the link in the description. Your journey is sacred. Your path is clear. Now it's time to walk it boldly, to claim your freedom, and to live fully in the light you were always meant to shine.